The Gambia Environmental Alliance, during a press conference held along the Kairaba Avenue on May 23, 2025, vowed to fight against illegal sand mining activities taking place along the coastlines of Tujereng, Sanyang, Gunjur, Batakunku, and other satellite communities. These activities are being carried out by the Gambia Angola China Mining Company. The ongoing sand mining is reportedly posing a significant threat to the environment, contributing to biodiversity loss, disruption of farming and fishing activities, deforestation, and increased. Gambia Environmental Alliance described the situation as a direct threat to the livelihoods of affected communities and an act of environmental injustice. While addressing the public on the dangers of sand mining in Sanyang and its surrounding areas, Mohamed Hydra, Secretary General of Gambia Environmental Alliance, criticized the state parastatals mandated to protect the environment, saying they are instead of contributing to environmental degradation.
We are not only here only to highlight on GAJ, but any mining companies with deep connection is at the center of this exploitation. But they do not operate in vacuum, we know that. They are empowered by silence, enabled by a system, and protected by a government that has turned its backs on its own people. Let's talk about the National Environment Agency. The very institution meant to be our environmental watchdog. Instead of it has, being a watchdog, instead it has acted as a facilitator of degradation. Example, like the EIA permit issue has been retroactively. 1. 2, no public consultation was also been done, we believe, and also no independent oversight. Lastly, no enforcement. So we are now asking now, who do you all call an environmental agency that allow mining to continue after license have expired? What do you call a government that ignore the Janneh Commission recommendation to halt mining until all full restoration is done? We call it regulatory failure, we call it betrayal.
Meanwhile, Fatou Ejeng, Vice President of Gambia Environmental Alliance, expressed her dissatisfaction with the mining operations, highlighting the impact on women in Sanyang whose livelihood have been severely affected.
Today I speak not just as a Vice President of the Gambia Environmental Alliance, but as a daughter of this soil, and as a voice of the thousands of women whose livelihoods have been buried beneath the wheel of illegal sand mining trucks. Let me begin with a truth that is too often ignored. Environmental injustice is gender injustice. In villages like Katong, Sanyang, Tujereng, and Burfoot, women have always been the backbone of subsistence farming. They till the soil, they grew the food, they sustained their families. But now, the soil is poisoned with salt. Let me say this plainly. For every truck of sand leaving our villages, a woman's garden dies.
Also weighing on the issue, Kemo Fati, a representative from Green Up Gambia, reiterated the importance of preserving coastal ecosystems as a means to mitigate climate change.
We have seen action taken by the government in terms of looted assets. We commend them for this. But we also now ask for this environmental justice to take place. It is either now or never. Our lawmakers, the National Assembly, whether you are still there or not, I want to remind you that in the year 2002, you had approved $200 million to replenish the beach in Banjul. Suñ ko don fatale ko time bobu so don dem ci kaw tali bi sa wave si dañ la don door ci bir moto bi. That means that the beach around that end has already come close to our crucial infrastructures, and the National Assembly spent a whole lot of money to push it. Today, if you go down to Banjul, we are mining sand. I'm not against mining, but for Gambia, no sand must leave the confines of this place anymore. When we mine, let's use it for our local use. When there is a 1 meter sea level rise with all this climate change, our capital, half of it will be below water. We will lose our crucial mangrove ecosystems, and the women will lose their float plains. This is a doomsday scenario for us. We are one of the most vulnerable countries when it comes to the harsh impacts of climate change.
Environmental advocates from affected communities, including Mustafa Mane from Katong, Usman Sanyang from Sanyang, and Lami A. Sonko from Tujereng, voiced their strong opposition for environmental exploitation and call for the protection and restoration of the lost natural resources. In response to the ongoing crisis, the Gambia Environmental Alliance has issued a series of demands: a national moratorium on all coastal and inland mining until environmental and science-based audits are conducted, restoration plans for affected sites, an independent environmental audit for all ecological damaged areas with full public transparency and community oversight, a legislative inquiry into the issuance and extraction of mining licenses, as well as regulatory failures that violate national and international laws, a concrete commitment to environmental restoration and full independence for the National Environment Agency to carry out its work without external interference. Reporting for Voice Out Digital, I am Ismail Abba.